Well, hello everyone, and Happy New Year. Welcome to 2019. I'm so excited to be here with you guys tonight. And I don't have some, really elaborate, beautiful office that I'm coming to you from tonight. This is all just a farce. I am sitting on the floor of my bedroom with my laptop on my knees and my door locked. I have pajama pants and slippers on that you can't see. I wore a shirt for y'all. Okay. But this is how, I had to come to you the way that I would come, to you if you were on our team or within Team Made. The reality is, for a lot of us, if you're a mom in the trenches, holla, I am too. And so I wanted to be able to come in and share my story and what coaching looks like for me and my life, because I'm in such a different phase than Melissa. I look forward to having that, all four of my kids grown and out of the house. I'm enjoying where we're at right now. But right now I have a 14-year-old, a 12-year-old, a 6-year-old, and a 3-year-old, and that 3-year-old is a three-nager, and he is out to kill me, y'all. Um, so, anyways, so I wanted to just kind of come in and share my story tonight. So, I have locked the door. So, fingers crossed, we're gonna get through this. Are y'all with me? Okay. So, I actually met Melissa about 9 years ago, about 9.5 years ago, and that's when I was kind of doing what, if you've watched her video, I'm going to reference it a few times. So if you haven't, this may not make sense, but you'll catch on, I promise. But I had been in that fitness instructor world as well, and that's how I met Melissa. And when she kind of talked to me about becoming a coach, to me, my thought was it was so obvious. Why would you not? If you are already, have your toe wet in the fitness community, you know that it's a great place to be. And if you don't, you're seeing very quickly, like, we're happy people, we're upbeat people, we're welcoming people, and we really are a tight-knit community who love people and want to see each other succeed, right? So for me, it was a no-brainer. But there was one major problem for me. And that was 2 weeks before I had just filed bankruptcy. And it was just me. I had filed for divorce about a year prior to that. And at that point in time, I was a single mom of two little boys. They were, I guess 9 years ago, they were 5 and 3, right? 2 and 4, something like that. Um, and I wasn't working outside of the industry. So I was the exact case that Melissa was talking about. I was working myself to the bone. I ended up with mono. I was working so much, my body was I was asking it to do things it really just shouldn't do. And it was because I really wanted to stay in the fitness industry. My background was in English literature, and I wanted to be able to be present for my boys. We had gone through a divorce. I already felt like I had failed them. I really didn't want to fail them in my eyes again by not fulfilling a promise I had made to them that I really wanted to be there for them. I wanted to be really present. I wanted to be really involved. And for me, that meant not going away for 40 or 50 hours a week. No judgment. There are days I wish I was away 40 or 50 hours a week. Let's not lie. No judgment if you work outside the home. It is for, you choose what you love. But at that time, I still really wanted to be home with them. Yet, having had a college degree and always been someone who was kind of a driver and a go-getter, I was a little bit bored with not that there's any but with not doing anything else aside from being a mom. But we had a lot on our plate, and it was kind of a really scary time. And so when I was thinking about starting as a coach, I actually, it's a very small amount to get started, less than what you'd spend in Target, but I didn't have the money. And I had to make some really personal sacrifices for a couple weeks to be able to come back to Melissa and go, this makes sense. I believe in this. I want to do this. Let me figure it out. I did that, and I've never, ever, ever looked back. And neither have my boys. Actually, my 14-year-old was actually, just got his first little paid job for me this past weekend, helping me work this business. So that's really and truly where my story began. Bankrupt, single mom, unemployed, overworking in the fitness industry. And I really just dove in. And at the time, I was already dating the man that became my husband. We've been together for 9 years. No, we've been together for, oh shoot, I always mess this up. Good thing he's not in this group. We've been together for like 9 or 10 years. I can't remember. I don't know. And we've been married for 6 years, I think. Anyhow, he was always very supportive of me, just doing whatever made me happy. By the time we got married, my business was strong. I was enjoying it, and I was really thriving. But there came a time when we got married where I could have stopped. I could have stopped working if I wanted to. He works as an air traffic controller. He's a federal employee, which in general is a really safe industry and a well-paying job. And as a family of four, we could have relied solely on his income. But having been through what I had been through, I just knew that I always wanted to know that if I ever had to again, would never have to file bankruptcy if I had to, go through a divorce or, God forbid, lose my husband or anything else. I just kind of had to prove it to myself that I had it in me still. And, this coaching thing for me was really and truly and still is, for me. It fills my soul. It fills my drive to want to do and to be a go-getter, but it also gives me community, and it also gives me a nice sense of purpose. So it really wasn't ever a mindful choice not to to proceed or not proceed with coaching. For me, it was a no-brainer. I was going to proceed, but that very well could have been an option for us. And I sit here with you guys tonight while my husband is at work still as an air traffic controller, not getting paid due to the government shutdown. And I just can't help but think how different this would feel for us right now had I decided at any point in time to say, you know what, one income is solid. I don't need a side hustle. I don't need a side gig. I don't need anything else. We're good. And I'm just, over these past few weeks, I've been so grateful, as has he, that I now have this $1 million business that we don't have to wonder because he's not going to get paid for however long the government is shut down. Our bills don't have to wait. Our groceries don't have to wait. Our kids don't have to wait. Our lives don't have to be put on hold because I said yes to this really weird, opportunity in the fitness industry, working from home with an online business. Like, I said yes to this 9 years ago, and I would have never known that I was really and truly going to need this income, other than the fact that I needed it at the time. But, as time progressed and we became a dual income family, I didn't necessarily think we were ever going to need my income. And here we are. And I'm so grateful today that even though my husband, who has this super solid, super great paying job, everyone needs that plan B. Everyone needs a side hustle. Everyone needs a community that loves and supports them. Everyone needs something to fulfill them and give them purpose. And for me, that's this. And I know that he and I are both really grateful that we made this decision so long ago. So what does it look like, aside from locking myself in a room on a Tuesday night at 7 p.m. to talk to some people online? I'll be honest, sometimes this is what it looks like. Um, but for me, as a mom of four and four kids, in wide different ages, um, coaching for me looks first and foremost like me taking care of me. I obviously went on to have two more children over the course of my 9-year coaching career, and that never became an excuse why not to continue my coaching business. For me, it was a little bit like Melissa said earlier. It was my accountability to keep going through two more pregnancies, through two more postpartum bodies, through all of the struggles that being a mom a third and a fourth time over have brought. This has kept me centered. This has kept me self-focused. And anyone will tell you, because of what I do in the fitness industry, not just exercising, because that's great, not just fueling my body with proper nutrition, which is amazing, but also filling and fueling my mind, which is one of the things we are required to do as a coach every day. I am a better mom. I'm a better mom. I'm a better wife. I'm a happier person. I'm a happier friend. My life has been enriched in every possible way because as a coach, I'm required to make exercise a priority, to eat right, and then to put something good into my brain every single day. I've done that every single day for 9 years. And here I am at 37. I had to double think about that number, double check that. But here I am at 37, healthier, happier, more financially stable, more sound than I've ever been in my life. And I have this to thank. So, um, as Melissa said, for me, everything's very routine. Everything pretty much flows the same way every day. And because it does, then my kids know to expect that. Me fitting in a workout or me doing work isn't something that's unusual to them. It's just a part of what mom does, and they know what to expect. So they also know that when I shut down my computer or shut down my phone for the day, that they're going to have my full attention. So, in those early years when the boys were really little, I was kind of working in those cracks in the day. I was working for a couple hours during nap time. I was getting up earlier than them, and I still get up before my kids, but I was getting up earlier than them to get a little bit of work done. And then after bedtime at night, for maybe just even an hour, spending some time connecting with others, working on my business before shutting it down for the night, and then connecting with my husband. So, really, if you think about it, finding the nooks and crannies of your day and just filling that mindless scrolling on social media or that mindless watching TV or whatever it is that we're wasting time doing, if you could just fill that with purpose and intention, I'm here to tell you, for me, it was, I think, year 3. I was making 6 figures, and I've never, it's never gone backwards from there. And it happened by, just kind of filling in the cracks in my day. Sometimes, especially when the babies were really little, I was working out with them, wearing them, holding them, taking lots of breaks to go put in pacifiers and things like that. It's not always pretty. Sometimes I'm working from the floor in my bedroom. But how amazing and how convenient that I can do that and not have to answer to anybody else. Or, like I said, I can literally close my laptop and my bed is right in front of me. My kiddos are out there playing some video games, I think. So for me, it was and has been always just a no-brainer. So working on me first and foremost, by making, those workouts and nutrition a priority, and then filling my mind all the time with all the good stuff, and then just sharing that. And people really are attracted to that. People want to know, how are you a mom of 4 and yet you still seem mostly sane, mostly have your life, together. How is that happening? And I'll tell you what, it's because of coaching. It's because of coaching. So I've had just obviously a really personal and positive story going from, bankrupt to $1 million earner, with with this. And it's yes, it's a little surreal. And no, not everybody's going to do that. Like Melissa said, there's going to be a lot of people who are a flash in the pan, but I knew when I started that I was in it for the long haul because it made sense. To me, exercise, proper nutrition, and a support team to help you stay with it makes sense. It made sense 9 years ago, and it makes sense for me today. So I'm not sure if I know there's a few of you still on. If you guys have questions, I'm going to give you a minute to ask those. But I just guess what I'll say now is just what to expect next. Melissa referenced also, there's just like a little 12-minute video. Please take a moment to watch that because that's, I mean, I'm not a teacher. I don't want to teach the details. There are people that are great at that, and that's what that 12-minute video is there for. There's a lot of details that are shared there that will answer probably a lot of lingering questions that you have. But what happens next is you'll get introduced into our team and our culture, and you'll have, if you haven't yet, you'll have your very first challenge group experience. And again, it's going to start with you. So in that challenge group, we're going to make sure we find an exercise program that's going to work for you and for your life. Then we're going to find a nutrition plan that works for you and your life that you can stick to. And we're going to focus on monthly goals. So many people like to go out there and set New Year resolutions, right? And think about the year. And then people fail. Why? Because a year is so far away, right? So let's make our goals smaller. Let's look at a month. How much do we need to lose or gain or feel better in a month, right? So we're going to work month to month, and we're going to get you those results for you in your first month. And what happens when you do that is people are going to ask you how. And that's really how this business starts, very organically, and grows from there. So if you haven't yet, watch that 12-minute video. Watch Melissa's video if you haven't. And then the next step, your coach who invited you here is going to reach out to you. But if you just can't wait, because I know I'll probably be reaching out tomorrow, because I have a few things that I have to do tonight, but I'll be reaching out tomorrow. So if you just can't wait, message me or whoever brought you in first, and they're going to walk you through the process. The great thing about having a coach is you always have someone there to hold your hand, to get you set up, and to kind of assuage your fears, so to speak, and just really be there to cheer you on, because that is what we do with coaches. So the next step is reach out to your coach if you've watched all the other videos. If not, go back and watch the videos, then reach out to your coach. And then it's just take a big, deep breath. Know that everything's going to be okay. Nothing is going to change overnight. You're just going to take a deep breath and you're going to jump and you're going to go for it, because I promise you, you have nothing to lose. And I promise you, you'll be so, so, so glad you did, because this has been an amazing 9 years for me. And much like Melissa, watch out for me. Let's see, I guess in 9 years, I'll be 45. And I'll bet you, I'm willing to bet I'll be happier, healthier, and fitter even then. And when I'm 45, the future looks bright when you're a coach, that's for sure. So thanks for spending some time with me tonight, guys. Again, I'm just honored that you would take an evening, especially in your new year, to spend with us. And I look forward to getting to know each and every one of you as you join our little Fit fam. So thanks so much for being on, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.